You know, I thought actually we really shared the ball and played the right way. We didn't hit the threes that we've been normally making. I think we hit 8 in the first half. I think we were shooting 81%, almost three-quarters of the way through the first quarter. So we started shooting the ball really well. And then it kind of just dropped after that. I think we ended up only making 4 threes in the second half. But I liked our ball movement. Some of those threes led to some transition and some different things like that. But I thought the ball movement was good tonight. The guys tried to play the right way.
What, if anything, did you see or learn from the 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗘 pair?
It's pretty good. Like they knew how to space with each other. Like one would sometimes run to the trail spot, one could run to the corner. They could cross match and defensively in transition. Really the first time we saw that a little bit in Toronto last week. We saw that lineup. But they're both skillful bigs, so they kind of figure out the spacing with each other, which can sometimes be tough. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
When you look at the defensive responsibilities for that starting group, who plays more of the 4 and who plays more of the 5?
We usually have Alex playing the 5, but they're going to get, like I just said, they kind of can get cross-matched in transition, so Tristan can cover, and then Alex can work on his guarding on the perimeter and roaming, but we like to have Alex around that rim if there was a rolling big, which they started the game with. So we can try some different things, but I liked what we saw out there. We'll see more of that.
Your team got it within striking distance there in the fourth. Why not go back to Jordan and more of your starters?
Want to see those guys in those environments, and what they're going to do. I thought we made a nice little push there, Colby. We got like 3 straight turnovers that led to runouts. But those guys don't always get the opportunity to play when it's in the crunch. I want to see how those guys respond to that, how they can execute things that we were doing out of timeouts. So we're always learning. I thought those guys did some good things, though, at the end. Like I said, we just didn't shoot the ball great in the second half.
Among the first extended looks at Colby, what did you think?
Yeah, he was great, aggressive downhill. I liked his defense. I liked his ball pressure. He's kind of a combo guard. He can do a little bit of everything, but we're still learning. But I liked his aggressiveness, and I thought he was attacking, which was what we wanted him to do, and he was good at tonight.
His shot selection seemed very organic within what you guys were trying to get offensively. Only missed 2 shots. For a guy that young, how impressive can that be that he can kind of figure out how to pick his spots within a very new offense as well?
I think it's just what we're building. Like, he's played down with our G League. We've talked about this before. This is how we want to play. Take good shots, you play the right way, we play with ball movement, and I think that when those guys step up into these situations, it's not any different. They can just transition really quickly, and he obviously had more opportunity tonight, and he took advantage of it, so kudos to him for that.
You guys did have 12 steals again tonight. What is it about the defensive deflections that you guys are in the right kind of angles to put yourselves in position to, 1, get a deflection, or 2, get the full steal and go out the other way?
I think that's something that has been growing definitely since the All-Star break and even dating back to like February 1st. Our activity, being in the right spots, I think just our habits are better, so now we're being more aggressive in those situations. And that leads to physicality, turnovers. I think there's confidence in what we're doing, and it leads to that. And everybody's being able to accomplish that, which is great.
Getting to throw out a few different combinations, different players, getting to experiment a little bit. What's that like as a coaching staff?
For us, we're a staff that's built on how can we get our guys better, and that's not just 5 guys. We have 18 guys on the roster, so we have a staff I'm really lucky to be surrounded at, plus our go-go staff that's about developing, and we develop everybody, and that's really a big deal to us, and that goes to our older guys, to our 19-year-olds, and a guy like AJ who's new. We take a lot of pride in that. So we want these guys to get opportunities because we want them to improve, and we want to see what they can do. And I think everybody who comes into our place, and we talked about Justin before the game, is going to get an opportunity to show what they can do and give a good infrastructure beyond him. I think that stuff's really important for the growth of our organization.
I know rebounding has been a big emphasis. You don't get the overall rebounding advantage, but you guys do have the offensive rebounding advantage. The 19 second chance points, typically an area you guys don't do well in. What allowed you to have the right angles on the offensive boards tonight?
I think with some of the shots we were taking, we were able to get in the paint. And when you have more paint shots, at times that can lead to more offensive rebounds. But we had some guys who, like JT Thor's a really good offensive rebounder. Sometimes it's personal based. So you saw some guys do some good stuff with that tonight for sure. Yeah, I think that's the word. He's just getting more comfortable with what we're doing and the overall sense of the NBA game. Obviously, he's making shots, but it's more than that, and he's taking the right ones, taking with the flow of the game, reading the game well. He's getting better, and that's what this is all about for us. So it's good.
Attacks become more efficient as the season goes on?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, we make some threes tonight, but he's got a threat to do a little bit of everything. So it's, when you're a stretch guy like that, he can roll, he can pop, he can play make out of both situations, popping and rolling. It poses a grid threat. This is why we have him.
Yeah, first of all, just blessed for the opportunity to play the game at this level. Trust from the coaching staff, trust from my teammates. So it felt good out there just really playing real NBA minutes. So it was a great time.
Coach talked about the utilization of the go-go and getting minutes running the same sets down there and how implementing you after the trade deadline has allowed you to kind of just flow right into what the Wizards are doing. How much did that allow you to have just a good rhythm tonight?
I would say it felt good. By just going down with the go-go. What they're running down there is great, and then it just allows me to stay in shape, stay within the system, and then allow it to translate at this level. So it was good.
You had that stretch in the fourth quarter where you forced turnovers on 3 straight plays. How much pride do you take in that part of your defensive game and being able to be disruptive there?
Yeah, I try to really hang my hat on that end, just because I know shots going in, shots not. You can always control your effort on defense. So just try to make plays on that end, just show my versatility on both sides of the ball.
This is, BK talked about how this is an opportunity for guys like you and Jalen to showcase things and potentially earn roles for next year, that kind of thing. How nice does it feel to have a performance like you did today?
It feels good. Wish we would have got the win, but I feel like this is just a good momentum builder towards the end of the season and then on into summer.